Hi there, my favorite people, and welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is D stands for the Sun Tarot channel, and in today's reading we are taking a look at why you met this person that you have on your mind right now. But just before I introduce the four piles that we have today, I actually have two cards that came through completely unexpectedly. Like, I was pre-shuffling for the groups, and I only discovered after I pre-shuffled for every one of the piles that there were these two cards that had fallen on the ground, and I really want to analyze their energy real quick. I really don't want to keep you for long, and maybe try to understand what the general energy of this reading is going to be about. Okay, so the two cards that came through are soulmates and by the book. And honestly, when I first saw these two cards, the first thought that came into my head was frustration. So it's quite possible that the people we are going to discuss today are people who made you extremely frustrated at one point or another. Maybe they still make you really frustrated because you're not really able to tell why they are in your life. And long story short, that is literally how I started reading tarot, because there was this one guy that I really felt connected to, and he triggered a lot of powerful and positive change in my life. So I kind of like told myself, oh, this needs to be something serious. This needs to evolve into something serious. And you know, at the end of the day, it didn't. All right. And I was very frustrated about it because I definitely felt the soul connection. But at the same time, I really was able to realize that things developed exactly the way they were supposed to. Okay, like we have here by the book. Some people are in our lives to serve a sort of generic purpose, like yes, to trigger a lot of change in us, but not every soul connection needs to lead to something serious, to an actual relationship, to maybe even romantic feelings on both sides. Some people which this is really fitting for today's reading. Obviously, these are the cards that I got for this particular topic. Yes, some people are meant to serve a purpose in our lives, but it may not be exactly the purpose that we had in mind. And with that being said, let's introduce the four piles here and actually find out why you met this person that you have in mind. We have here shapeshifter for pile 1, and the light attributes are skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. The shadow attribute is projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. This is your card, pile 1. Okay. Pile 2, for you I have rebel. The light attributes are challenges authority to effect social change, reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. And the shadow attributes are rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. There we go. For you, pile 2, obviously you can pause the video to look at the card closely. Like, I really love this deck. I've wanted this deck for so long, and I'm so happy that it's finally in my hands. For you, pile 3, I have mystic. Light attribute reveals an intimate union with the divine, and shadow attribute delusional rapport with the divine. Once again, here you go. All right, and pile 4, for you I have slave. Light attribute surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust, and shadow attribute giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. This is the card up close. Absolutely stunning. Like, this entire deck, I feel like I'm fangirling so hard right now. But yeah, those have been the piles, and as always, once you are done picking your pile, you can scroll down into the description box below and find the timestamp for your reading where I'm going to meet you. Hi there, pile 1, and welcome to your reading, babe. You obviously chose the shapeshifter card, and based on this card as well as the other cards that came through in your pre-shuffle, we are going to find out why you met this person that you have in mind. But just before we get into your reading, I just wanted to mention that obviously it's really bright during your reading. I really hope it's not going to inconvenience anybody. I really hope that the cards are going to be visible. But the reason why I'm mentioning that most of all is that I usually film at this time, and the sun, like, I swear to God, the sun doesn't usually seem to be this high up in the sky, and it doesn't cause this sort of effect. So you may take that as a sign that this person really brought a lot of light into your life and a lot of, I know why I'm feeling called to say purpose, but I guess we're going to see more about that in the actual reading, which we're going to start now, okay? So obviously you chose the Shapeshifter card. The light attributes for this are skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything, and the shadow attribute is projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. Now the thing is, and I've seen many readers actually do this, like they at times only guide themselves after the light attributes, and I can definitely tell that I've been doing that in my last reading as well, because that was the first time I used this deck in an actual YouTube reading and not just for myself. And in this case, however, I really feel called to discuss both of these, like both the light and the shadow attributes. It's quite possible that before meeting this person, I'm just getting people-pleasing tendencies. Like you really thought that your worth was dependent on what others thought of you, or how well you managed to stick to a schedule. Like we all know the schedule, right? Like go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a job, get a car, get a house, get a wife or husband or whatever. You know, like that's the schedule. And I feel like you put a lot of your self-worth on how well you could stick to that schedule, to how much appreciation, I don't want to say necessarily praise, because that's a little bit like the next step. You will know if that's your case. Like I definitely identify with the type of person who would do things just to get praise, so no judgment there. But I really feel like you measured your self-worth in terms of what others thought of you and how society as a whole thought of you, maybe how well you fitted into society. And I really feel like this person that we're talking about today is a non-conformist in a lot of ways. I feel like they're a free spirit, and not necessarily, they didn't necessarily come up to you and they were like, here, this is how you're going to live your life. This is healthier. But like just from noticing them, you were able to pick up on certain patterns and certain mindsets that you were lacking in the past. And not necessarily, like lack is usually such a negative word, but a lot of the times we don't even realize common sense things because we were raised a certain way and we were raised to believe certain things in certain ways. So to some of us, the idea that we can actually follow our own path is quite revolutionary. So I really feel like this person had a sort of revolutionary impact on your life because it allowed you to see the other side of the coin. Like what would happen if I did follow my gut and I did go my own way and I didn't do things just because that was what I was supposed to do. That's what I was told to do my entire life. I feel like since you've met this person, you quite became this sort of shapeshifter because like, listen, people pleasers are usually shapeshifters, but right now we're like turning that term on its head and we're making it positive. Like instead of abandoning yourself to fit the mold of other people, you are finally embracing your most authentic self and going after your dreams, your goals, your even divine purpose. Okay, like this really gives me this energy of an impactful connection with this person. Now, obviously, I don't want to use terms that are too strong, and sometimes just because we have a deep connection with someone, it doesn't mean that it has to lead to somewhere romantic or even have a relationship with them. Like, trust me, I've learned that the hard way, and I really don't want you to get caught in that cycle of like needing something to happen with a certain person that you feel was really impactful in your life, because sometimes impactful people in our lives are just that, you know, like they're lessons through the impact that they had in our lives. But yeah, I really feel like since you met this person, you have been able to both see and realize your potential. Okay, but let's see what other cards we got, because I feel like we spoke a lot about this one. Okay, so obviously we have Shapeshifter. We have the 5th house, creativity, which is also ruled by Leo, okay, which is all about self-expression. So I really feel like you've been able to embrace, once again, your most authentic self more. Since you met this person, we have chaos and conflict. Definitely, I feel like this person has caused a lot of inner conflict within you, and maybe this sort of feeling of missing out, feeling like you've missed out on this new avenue that is much more fitted to you for such a long time because you followed other people's paths. We also have leave the past behind with less quarter moon in Capricorn. And we have another Capricorn card. It is the full moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check. Maybe you're a Capricorn, maybe this person is a Capricorn, or because if you've been on this channel for some time, you know that I don't really like to take these at their face value and be like, oh, you're definitely a Capricorn, your person is a Capricorn. I more so like to interpret the energy. And since Capricorn rules over the 10th house, I'm really thinking that this person has helped you take the next step in your career. Maybe choose a career that is more fitted for you, but also the 10th house is all about your social standing as well. And I feel like like we've talked in the beginning, I really feel like you are guiding yourself after what you want more than what society wants from you and how well you fit into society. So you may have become a nonconformist a little bit too. Nothing radical, but you know how some people just see someone doing it differently and they're like, yeah, they're a rabble, like they're an absolute rabble for like what, like not choosing to have a 9 to 5, like, okay, Jan, but whatever. In terms of tarot, we have the 5 of Torches, and I'm actually going to put it here because the 5 of Torches is all about sort of conflict, and I feel like it goes really well with the chaos and conflict card. We also have the King of Swords and the King of Torches, which would be the King of Wands, which honestly even more like confirms that message about the career and you being a little bit more out for yourself in your career card, because the King of Torches, the King of Wands is really the sort of the entrepreneurial figure in tarot. I've heard many readers describe him like that. I personally think of him like that. Is this person who really follows their passions and their drive and their ambition, and they make the most out of it, but like they don't follow a mold. Okay, so ultimately, Pawan, I feel like there was a change needed in your life at the time you met this person. For some of you, you may have been, like, only take this if it resonates, but you may have been really, really close to making a really important decision, life-changing decision in your life. And without getting this new perspective on the situation being your life, basically, you might have made the wrong decision, which would have led you, I feel like, would have led you to this sort of really strong commitment to something that wasn't meant for you. So, like I said, only take this if it resonates. It doesn't have to be that hardcore of a message. It may literally just be the fact that a change was needed in your life. You didn't need to be in danger, in quotation marks, of making a wrong decision, but there was definitely a change needed in your life. You needed to be more honest with yourself, more authentic, and just learn to follow your own path. Because I always say this, I feel like I always say this, but since you're here watching a tarot reading, I definitely feel that you're someone who is highly spiritual, and people who are highly spiritual, they are meant for more. Like, they usually have really important divine purposes, and whatever you were doing in the past, conforming to societal expectations, that wasn't it. Power one, okay, like that wasn't it. Like, even with this 5th house creativity here, I definitely feel like it's possible that since you've met this person, you've honestly become more creative, because you know, a lot of people, in a lot of people, in all people I know, they've been creative their entire lives. It's just more of a thing of allowing themselves to embrace that creativity and putting it to good use. But like creativity is something that you're usually born with. You just learn to stifle it, and it's quite possible that you've done that in the past because you thought how is creativity supposed to help me achieve anything in life. Like, you know, that old saying, like artists are, you know, people who starve to death, because like that's not an actual job, once again in quotation marks. I know some people just listen to these, and I don't want you to believe that I believe myself that artists are people who starve to death. But yeah, I really feel like there's a really intense creative side to you, and that is part of your divine purpose, and Spirit really didn't want you to miss out on that. I feel like this person sparked a lot in you, okay? It's really interesting because I don't get a lot about love, which can mean multiple things. Like maybe you're here asking about a friend or a family member, which is strange. Like, why did you meet X family member? But you know, like we have family members that we don't really talk to. So I guess it's not that weird at the end of the day. But like, yeah, it can be someone you don't have romantic feelings for, because this reading wasn't necessarily supposed to be a love reading. It may be that you don't have actual feelings for them. Like when we meet a person who inspires us this way and who impacts us so strongly, we may be led to believe that there's something more there, that we have feelings for them, but that's not always the case. Like, trust me, as a Pisces rising, I'm full of illusions and delusions and dreams about every single person I meet. So again, like, no judgment here. Like, I swear to God, like every single time I say no judgment on this channel, it's literally because I do the exact same shit. We're all in the same boat, Pawan. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Or the third scenario to this, there may be romantic feelings, maybe even on both parts, but that's just not what Spirit wants you to know. Like, this person didn't come into your life in order to spark romantic feelings in you. They came into your life to serve a higher purpose, and I feel like they did, because like I said, they sparked a lot of passion and drive and ambition in your life. Like, Capricorn, to me, it's one of my favorite signs, by the way. My Mars is in Capricorn too, and it's one of my favorite placements. It's just like, you know, you're meant for more, and you know you can achieve more, and you're ready to put the work in order to achieve it. And I really feel like that's how you're feeling right now. I feel like, if I would have to guess, you're very grateful to this person. I feel like they helped you with this King of Swords embrace once again, your most authentic self, like the parts of you that you knew deep down were true and worth exploring, but you were just really afraid of doing things different. And sometimes all it takes is seeing a person doing it their own way to inspire ourselves to do it the same way as well. But yeah, I really feel like in the beginning there was a lot of mental conflict, maybe even actual outward conflict as well, because obviously if you've had people-pleasing tendencies in the past, like, people will get used to that. And even if they didn't get used to that, society can suck, man, okay? Like, I really hate generalizing and stuff like that, but you know, like, sometimes it can really suck. Like, the norms that you're meant to follow, once again, quotation marks, can really suck. So you may have dealt with some backlash from people close to you, or just society as a whole, but you just kept going because this person has really awakened that most authentic part of yourself, and you're not, like, once you've seen that, it's really hard to go back from it. Like, I've never seen The Matrix, but from what I know is, you know, like, these people realizing that they're in a simulation, like, correct me if I'm wrong, you know, and they can choose to forget it, but like, it's really hard to go back from that. I feel like I completely butchered the Matrix, but here we are. So yeah, pile 2, but oh my god, okay, that was interesting. I meant to say pile 1. Maybe you have messages in pile 2 as well. Like, I don't know, like they had the rebel card. So maybe you really identify as a sort of rebel right now because you're embracing this sort of different career path or maybe just life journey in general. But yeah, is there anything else I can tell you? I don't think there is. That has been your reading. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing. I would love to keep your wonderful energy around. And I really hope to see you in another reading. Bye! Hi there, pile 2, and welcome to your reading, babe. You obviously chose the Rebel card here, and based on this card as well as the other cards that came through in your pre-shuffle, we are going to find out why you met this person that you have in mind right now. But just before we start, I just want to mention the brightness going on right now. I just feel like it's very on par with the theme of this channel, so I really don't want to dim the light in any way because I could sort of like get the blinds down a little bit, but I don't know, I just really like it. And it's really interesting because in pile 1 we had the same situation, and with them the sun being so proeminent, which you may be wondering why it's weird, like you're filming in the middle of the day, but like I'm always filming at the exact same time, and even on sunny days it has never been this quote unquote bad. So that's weird to me. But like in pile 1 I really thought this sunny situation going on, it was really representative of a shining light being basically shown on hidden parts of their personality. But with you, I'm really feeling sort of like a guiding light. So maybe this person has served as a sort of guide in your life. Maybe you're here asking more so about, I don't know, an authority figure for some reason, which is really interesting when we're going to read the light and shadow attributes. And by the way, just because this person would have been an authority figure in the beginning, it doesn't mean that there's nothing romantic that could be going on. Like maybe this person is simply older, or maybe they had a position in a company where they were higher up, and that sort of thing. It doesn't mean that this is a non-romantic reading, but I will say that nothing really romantic came through in pile 1. But let's just stop rambling. I feel like I rambled for like 2 minutes already. With Rebel, right, we have light attributes, challenges authority to effect social change, reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs, and the shadow attributes, rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. So yeah, I definitely feel like in any case, this person that you're inquiring about today would probably be older than you. It doesn't have to be significantly older, but I really feel like it's someone with more life experience who has seen more. And it's not that they are that sort of figure who will, I don't know, try actively to teach you something or give you their side of the story. It's just the simple fact that you may have a little bit of how do I describe this? A little bit of a firecracker energy, and maybe at times you were not in the past open to hearing other people's opinions, especially people in authority positions. Maybe this stems from your childhood. Maybe you had a very controlling parent, or I know, teacher, just an authority figure that was very controlling to you. And you may have learned that everybody who has any position of authority is the enemy, sort of. And this person took you by surprise because, one, they're not trying to indoctrinate their own beliefs on you, but they also do want you to be able to look at things more objectively from a healthy standpoint, because sometimes you may look at things from a very subjective and hurt standpoint, mindset, that sort of thing. I do believe that you are someone who marches to the beat of their own drum, but sometimes to their own detriment. And it's really interesting because I did accidentally say pile 2 in pile 1, and I feel like the energy is pretty similar, but with you were more open to embracing this rebel side to you, like pile 1 was trying to repress it. And meanwhile, this is very impressive. Like I said, you may have taken to this idea that authority figures are bad. Okay, like anybody who has any power over any sort of group is automatically bad. But it's really interesting because I'm not really getting a lot from this one card with you. In pile 1, I literally talked for like, I don't know, 10 minutes about just their first card. With you, I kind of like want to look at the others as well. So we have part of fortune, increase. We have all that glitters. Okay. We have be proud of yourself, last quarter moon in Taurus. And new moon in Sagittarius, focus on the positive. In terms of tarot, we have the 8 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Princess of Torches, which would be the Page of Wands. Okay, so, right off the bat with Taurus and Sagittarius coming through, Taurus, first of all, is a fixed sign. They are known for their stubbornness and for their, like, I don't mean to come for any Tauruses, but like you have to be truthful with yourself and realize that sometimes you're not that forthcoming on saying I'm sorry or I was wrong. And meanwhile with Sagittarius, with a lot of love, saying this, they may be like, they are the sort of rebel energy of the zodiac. That's how I would look at Sagittarius. They are that sign that marches to the beat of their own drum, and they may get a little defensive when their lifestyle is questioned and their sort of ideas and mindsets and life philosophies in general are questioned, because they're also ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of higher knowing. So sometimes they may be a little bit snobbish when it comes to their lifestyle, believing that their lifestyle is better. Like, once again, with peace and love, I'm a Sagittarius, and I know I'm guilty of that at times. So yeah, I really feel like before meeting this person, you were really not necessarily stuck in your ways, because stuck is a very negative word, and I really feel like it wasn't that bad for you. Like at the end of the day, you still lived a better life than most people because you were true to yourself and your wants and needs and dreams. And I feel like you've also realized a lot by this age that you have, because I still get the idea that you're fairly young. And when I say fairly young, it may be somewhere, under 30 at anyway. So yeah, I feel like you did realize a lot, and that has been like in truth because you chose to follow your inner guidance. But at the same time, you still chose to kind of like turn a blind eye to a lot of other people's opinions. Maybe as a kid, you've been told what to do a lot, and that really has stuck with you, and you really hate being controlled right now, and just being told what's good for you. You really sense the hypocrisy when someone is like, oh, I know what is best for you. Like, I've lived a longer life than you, and I know this, or that. This may even be in regards to authority from the church, because we do have here reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. So you may have been raised in a pretty unaccepting church that was always kind of like trying to make you believe that who you were, like your most authentic self, was wrong. So maybe you're just the type of person who naturally really likes going out and having fun and getting drunk and partying in general. And we know that most religious systems are against that. Like, no, that's binging, that's a sin or whatever. You know, so I really feel like you have strong opinions, but at the same time you can be very stubborn. And you met this person because you were supposed to see, first of all, that not everybody with an authority position is a bad person. And like I said, an authority position, it can literally just mean that they are older than you. I don't want to say older and wiser, because we all know that's not always the case, but I do believe that in this person's case, this is what was going on. I really feel like this person has a lot of life experience and a lot of wisdom to impart, but at the same time, they won't do it if it's unwanted and unsolicited. Like, they may try to give you advice, but they will absolutely not force you to follow it. I feel like ever since you met this person, you've been able to look at things more objectively in their honest stance, in the sense that you are able to look at things the way that they are. Like with this, all that glitters, obviously there's that expression, all that glitters is not gold. And I feel like you had the sort of opposite mindset to that. Like if you've seen something that was too good to be true, you literally just shied away from it because you didn't trust it. So when this person came into your life, you were really able to see that yes, indeed, not all that glitters is gold, but at the same time, you shouldn't be mistrustful or of anything, of everything that feels too good to be true, because sometimes the universe is actually helping you, is actually lending you a hand, and the universe does actually want you to be happy. For some of you, maybe this is the person who introduced you to healthy spirituality, and I don't want to be a bitch right now, but I do feel like what we do here on tarot YouTube, I wanted to say tarot TikTok, that's interesting. I feel like this is in a lot of ways more healthy than what religions have done for years. I mean, most religions. I don't mean all religions. Not all religions are bad, and not all people who follow a certain religion are, I don't know, closed-minded or stuck up. You know, I'm really trying to not give in to maybe your old ways of generalizing people who belong to a certain category. But yeah, this person may have been someone who introduced you to a healthier side of spirituality. Maybe that is how you ended up here. I don't know why, because we didn't get the card here. Okay, but like, I'm really getting Hierophant vibes. I really feel like this older figure who has a lot of wisdom to impart, and they're really able to see, to put things in perspective, like detach themselves from the situation and be able to give an objective opinion. Maybe we can interpret, you know, the last quarter moon in Taurus as the Hierophant, because the Hierophant would be Taurus energy. But yeah, I really feel like this person had an impact in your life because it made you realize that while you had, okay, like you had your, what's the word for that? You had your right to live your life as this sort of quote unquote rebel, like just the type of person who doesn't follow societal norms. It still didn't give you the right to judge people who did, or judge all people from a certain category. I feel like you met this person in order to become more accepting and to also grow as a person in general, because meanwhile I would argue that you were either way a more elevated being than most people were. You still had this bias, okay? You still had this hurt inner child, maybe, that caused you to act up against certain people or groups, or, you know, just just not be accepting of certain groups of people, and that's not how spirituality should be done. I feel like that is what you hated about the potential spiritual system that you were brought up in, and I really don't feel like you would want to continue with that mindset. So I really feel like this person has helped you become more objective and put things into perspective, and through that I feel like they have opened your third eye more, but I also feel like they may have put you on a different path altogether. Maybe you were really against, I don't know, maybe a corporate job. I'm just giving an example, okay? But you were really struggling with your finances in the past, and this person has really showed you like, hey, you can still have a 9-to-5 and work on your projects and your passions. Like, you don't have to give them up, and while they have taken off enough, you can always quit the 9-to-5. Okay, like you're not cheating your most authentic self if you choose a 9-to-5, that sort of thing. This is just an example, obviously, but yeah, I really feel like they helped you first up. They helped you be able to overcome that program that you kind of like instilled into yourself, that people with authority are automatically bad. And second of all, they did help you look at things more objectively, like at your life more objectively, because meanwhile you had your truth, like you had your right to live your life however you wanted. I feel like you may have lived it to your detriment in a lot of ways, because you just didn't want to ask for help, or you didn't want to succumb to, I don't know, anything that most people in society would do. Just, you know, being a rebel for the love of being a rebel. And yeah, I really feel like they helped you overcome a lot of bias and helped you grow as a person. And I really feel like your life may have improved ever since you met this person. But like, yeah, I'm definitely getting that they are older than you. They do want you to be proud of yourself, by the way. Just don't forget that. Just because they gave you all of this advice and they recognized the unhealthy parts of your character, it doesn't mean that they don't want you to be proud of yourself. They are proud of yourself. They are proud of you themselves. And they also want you to focus on the positive. Like, once again, just because they offer you this sort of quote unquote critique, it doesn't mean that there are not wonderful sides to your character. Once again, they are really proud of you, and they're just taken aback by how strong you are, because in a lot of senses you may have been the one who raised yourself, who had gotten themselves to the point in life that they find themselves in right now. And yeah, they're really proud of yourself. Pile 2, that has been your reading. That has been why you met this person. I really hope that you enjoyed. I really hope this wasn't too long, even though I feel like it was. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing. I would love to keep your wonderful energy around, and I really hope to see you in another reading. Bye! Hi there, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading, babe. So you obviously chose this Mystic card right here, and based on this card as well as the other cards that came through in your pre-shuffle, we are going to take a look at why you met this person that you have in mind. Right now, I really don't want to ramble for a long time, since I did that in piles 1 and 2. So let's just get into your reading, okay? The light attribute for this Mystic card would be revels an intimate union with the divine, and the shadow attribute would be delusional rapport with the divine. If you've been on this channel for some time, especially in its beginnings, you know that I can be blunt, and this is one of those moments. I really don't want to insult anybody, but I have to say it. Like, I can't lie about it. What I'm feeling from this card is that you are the sort of person who would describe themselves as highly spiritual. And I'm not saying that you're not. in a certain way, but at the same time you also hold a lot of toxic ideas, or just toxic is a strong word, unhealthy ideas of what spirituality should be. And this may differ for a lot of people, but I don't know, for example, people who are spiritual in the sense of the church, like, you know, those people, like, they believe in God hardcore and they are devoted churchgoers and they pray every day, and they consider themselves to follow the word of God to a T or whatever, but they are those really mean and disrespectful people who are against abortions. And listen, if you're against abortions, just please leave. I don't even have time for this. I'm going to say right now, if you are against abortions, you have no place on this channel. You can unsubscribe and we can go our separate ways. But yeah, that was just one example, because I was talking about this in pile 2 as well. In their case, I really got the sense that they might have been raised in a very unhealthy spiritual environment. So in one of those religions, for example, that are really non-accepting in any way. And I feel like that is a huge thing about you. You may even feel guilt because of this spiritual upbringing that you received, about like the smallest things. Like, we know certain religions will judge you just for drinking, which, okay, like, that's fun, thank you, like, I'm literally drinking right now, but cool, you do you, boo. So yeah, that's what I mean by unhealthy ideas of what spirituality may be. And I really feel like meeting this person was supposed to be not only your wake-up call to these, but a sort of test for your spirituality. Also, I really feel like with this person, the universe wanted to test you one way or another. Let's see what the other cards have to say, because this is vague so far. Okay, just thank you. Okay, we have 9th house, faith. Like, once again, I really feel like your faith is being tested with this person. We have there and now. We have first quarter moon in Taurus, release control. And first quarter moon in Aquarius, trust the universe. Would you look at that? Would you look at that in terms of tarot? We have the Tower. Yeah, like this really huge shakeup, this wake-up call. We have the Prince of Torches, which would be the Knight of Wands. And we have the Knight of Swords reversed, which, once again, this came through in, I don't know if it was my last reading or the reading before that, but I didn't mean to take reversals from the Cosmic Slumber Tarot, which this is the deck that we have here right now. But with you, pile 3, for some reason, I always feel cold to take reversals. So here we have the 9 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I really feel like, yes, the universe was trying to test your faith with this person, your spiritual beliefs with this person, and really get you to compare what you have been taught in terms of spirituality as a kid, which we've all been there. Okay, like we all have certain mindsets that are that have been instilled in us in church or through really religious people in our lives that are still sticking with us to this day, and they're not the healthiest or the nicest beliefs to have. And I really feel like with this person, you were called to analyze those beliefs and really make up your own mind on whether or not they were healthy or not. Because just because your religion, the religion you've been raised in, tells you one thing, it doesn't mean that it is the truth. Like with peace and love, I'm so sorry, just because your priest told you that, it doesn't mean that it is true. And also the same applies to me right now. Like, just because I told you something about spirituality doesn't mean that that is the truth. I feel like with most things, you have to make up your mind and really listen to your intuition and your inner guidance in order to be able to realize what is the healthiest thing to believe from your standpoint. But yes, definitely, I feel like you were called to put things into perspective. And with the 9th house, faith here. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and through that it is ruled by Jupiter, which would be the planet of higher knowledge. I don't know when, I think I mentioned that in Pile 2 as well, with the higher knowledge thing. I really feel like you've been called to sort of look into different religions because of this person. Maybe they belong to a different religion to you, and it's not just that you may have researched their own religion, but you may have researched many different religions and sort of try to pick and choose which teachings best apply to you and which you would like to apply into your life. I feel like you're no longer looking at religion as this with like this carpal tunnel vision. Like you're not just looking ahead, you're looking left, you're looking right, you're looking behind to analyze your past mindsets and where those came from and whether or not they ever helped you in truth. And using all of that, you are able to build your own belief system that is fitted for you. Okay, so yeah, I feel like this person's purpose in your life was for you to get in touch, first of all, with your most authentic self, and through that to be able to discern what the best spiritual path would be for you. I do believe that you have a really strong intuition, and you've had it even before, but maybe it was sort of like quieted down by the things you were forced to believe. I feel like a thing that you really, I feel like you understood it by now, but a thing that you should have understood maybe earlier is that the universe, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, honestly, they do love you, okay? Whatever you do, they do love you. They do love you when you make mistakes, because through mistakes, you are able to grow and develop and get closer to your most authentic self, which I really feel like is what the universe, spirit, God, once again, whatever, really wants for us. And I feel like you have, I mean, I don't mean to disregard the sort of patterns that you were taught as a kid, sort of like once again of what religion should be, but I feel like in recent years, at least, you were sort of locking yourself in a box, okay, and from which you could not see any other point of view or any other way of living your life. So yeah, I really feel like you meeting this person was supposed to shake your faith and most of all your interpretation of faith. Like, I really feel like with most of you, this person does belong to a different religion than you do. And for example, we all know like the sort of what's the word for that? Not fight, but like the sort of dislike that sort of like Christians have for what I never remember the word in English for people who believe in Allah. I'm so sorry, but you know what I mean. I can only think of the word in Romanian, and I can't think of it in English. I always remember it once the reading is over, but I feel like you know what I mean. So maybe these are the two religions that the two of you belong to, or honestly, just let's be fair right now. Christianity isn't the most accepting of religions in in any case, it doesn't matter if you believe in Allah, if you are Jewish, or if you follow the teachings of Buddha. Like Christianity is not the most accepting religion in general. Speaking as a person who was raised in that church, you know. So yeah, I really feel like this person belonging to a different religion was supposed to make you question your own beliefs that, to be honest and truthful with you, didn't serve you anymore. And I just realized, okay, like we have the Prince of Torches here, the Knight of Wands, which is once again the Sagittarius card. So I really feel like there was in this pile, this need to go a step further, okay, from what you knew in the past, to be able to make the decision for yourself to look at other spiritual possibilities, quote unquote, to open your mind to different religions and different ways that people worship a higher power, whatever they choose to call it. I really feel like this was a true spiritual journey since you met this person. Since it is this powerful and it has to do with spirituality, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a soul tie between the two of you, because I really feel like you learned a lot from them, and this is really a pile in which that would have been mirrored in the other person. So yeah, there may be a really strong soul tie here, but ultimately I really feel like you met this person in order to question spiritual beliefs that no longer served you, because like I said, I do believe you have a strong intuition. I do believe you are someone who is extremely spiritually gifted, but the fact that you held on to these limiting teachings that you've received in the past, it really sort of blocked your third eye, your crown chakra even, and that's not how things were supposed to go with you. I really feel like since you met this person, since you've been able to have all of these realizations, you also improved your life in a lot of ways, and I wouldn't be surprised if you were actually closer to realizing, or have already realized and you're working towards this, your divine purpose in life as a whole. And I really feel like this person holds a really special place in your heart, and you in theirs. Like it's really interesting because this is the first pile in which I actually got a romantic message. Like in piles 1 and 2, I didn't really get that sense. Like that those two piles could be very well interpreted as you know, just people who are meant to serve a purpose in your life, and that is all. But here I do have, I am sensing, you know, deep care, affection, love. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but there's definitely a really strong loving tie between the two of you. But anyway, pile 3, that has been your reading. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing. I would love to keep your wonderful energy around, and I really hope to see you in another reading. Bye! Hi there, pile 4, and welcome to your reading, babe. You've chosen this slave card and this card, in addition to the other cards that came through in your pre-shuffle, are going to help us figure out why you met this person that you have in mind right now. I really don't want to ramble too much in this intro because I did that in piles 1 and 2. So with you in pile 3, I was just like, okay, let's just get into the thick of it, and that's what we're going to do, right? So you chose the slave card. The light attribute is surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust, and the shadow attribute is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. This is very interesting because it reminds me a lot of the energy of pile 1, at least this shadow attribute here, because in pile 1 I also kind of like sense these sort of people-pleasing tendencies, but with you, this is something that was discussed in a book that I recently read on healing the inner child. And the thing is with the fear of making our own choices, it's not necessarily the fear of making choices itself, but it is the fear of making bad choices and failing, okay? And it is especially amplified when we have these sort of voices constantly in our ear telling us what to do and how to live our lives generally. And let's be honest, that is most of the times society as a whole. And once again, most of the times the first people who do that to us are our own parents. And let's not negate the fact that it feels much better following somebody else's advice than through following what we wanted to do. So like, for example, you want to, this is just an example, I'm not saying you would fail if you do this, okay? But let's say you want to open your own dance studio and everybody's telling you not to do it because it's not going to work, and you do it either way, and I don't know, you go bankrupt in like a year. I don't know how bankruptcy works, but I really hope you understand the drift there. And that is going to hurt much more than if we, for example, did it at our parents' request and failed, okay? Because at that point you can be just like, oh, but like you advised me to do this, it's your fault, okay? Like it's not mine, like I didn't waste my own time because I wanted to, like I was following your guidance, so basically you're the guilty party in this situation. I definitely feel like in the past, and by in the past, in this case, I'm really feeling before you met this person, you may have avoided taking accountability a lot. I'm not here to judge. I was saying this in another pile as well, because like every single time I say not to judge, it's literally because it's something that I do myself. So like we're in the same boat, sweetie. I don't want anybody to feel attacked right now. But yeah, I feel like in the past you may have avoided accountability a lot, and you were able to do that through following other people's advice. And it's not necessarily that you were failing at what they were advising you to do, because that doesn't have to be necessarily the case, but you were maybe unhappy because of it, and you could blame that unhappiness on other people because they forced you to do it. And that is the thing with most people pleasers. I feel like and like I said, we're in the same boat, sweetie. We really like to put the blame on other people just because we can't say no. Because most of the times, just because somebody tells you to do something, like you feel like they are telling you to do it, but in reality, they're just giving their advice or asking you, like literally asking you, can you do this for me? Okay, but like we feel forced to do it. And once again, in that book that I've been reading recently on healing the inner child, that is really stemming from the fact that we see most people as above us, and it's really hard, like above us, external authority. We see them as an authority figure, and through that we see ourselves as below them. And basically what that does is it tricks our brains into believing that they have the power over us and we can say no, and in reality we can say no. That's why people pleasing is not a good quality, because I know some people may believe it is, but it really causes a lot of hatred towards the person that we feel is forcing us to do something, when maybe at times they are a victim themselves, or of our, for example, mood swings, because, or like, you know, just sharp words, blaming them for certain things that happen to us, because like we feel forced to do what they told us to. But getting back to the actual topic here, I feel like you met this person that we're talking about today in order to make you realize that there's nothing wrong with surrendering yourself to an authority figure, to someone above you. But at the same time, no person here on earth is above you. Like, we're all equal, we're all the same. And the only thing, I feel really bad saying thing, but like that's the only thing I can think of. The only thing higher than you would be the higher power, like whatever you want to call it, God, spirit, the universe, whatever it is. That is who you should follow. That is who you should see as above you. Like people around you, they're just as prone to making mistakes and failing as you are, and nobody's judgment is infallible. Okay? Not yours, not your parents, not your managers, not anybody like that. It's just the divine, and I really feel like this connection is teaching you to surrender your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Okay, let's look at the other cards now, because we talked about this one a lot. Can you just please? Thank you. Okay, we have the 7th house, partners. We have go the distance. Okay. We have release your blocks, first quarter moon in Scorpio. We have last quarter moon in Aries, work through your feelings. We have the 9 of cups. We have the 4 of torches. And we have the 2 of torches as well. By the way, torches are wands. I'm sure you caught on to that, but I just thought I would mention it just in case. So, there's definitely something here with you refusing to sort of like take ownership of your own life. And I'm honest, okay? Like I'm an honest person. I have to talk about this. I really feel like you like the idea, like considering yourself stuck and putting the pressure of doing something on other people. I really feel like with this person, you're really waiting. You're really waiting on them to sort of make a move towards you. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. In some cases it is, because we do have the 7th house here. But in other cases, it's definitely something about you wanting this person to want to help you. Okay, like them taking the active decision to help you and show you a different path in life. And that's really not how things are supposed to go. I feel like this person is really like most of us, like most of us want someone who sees us for who we are. And I really feel like this person is someone who sees you for who you are. They see you, they hear you, they listen to you. But at the same time, you can't expect them to save you, quote unquote, because of that. I really sense that this person's purpose in your life is to be your true partner. And a true partnership is really two people who are whole coming together and working together. It's not one making the other whole, or like the other way around, like both people making each other whole. It's like two whole people coming together to create something greater than themselves. And I really feel for most of you, this person is exactly what you wanted, what you always wanted from a partner, minus that need, not that need, but like that want to save you, to make you better, to show you the way. Like you need to show yourself the way. This person, first of all, can't show you the way, and second of all, they will not want to do that. This person is not going to try to influence you. This person is not going to actively try to make you a better person, because they do understand, like, first of all, they do see that need in you, and they are willing to offer you guidance, but they are not going to take the role of a savior for you. Like they're consciously making the decision that they're not going to save you. Okay, they're very much aware of your patterns. They are very much aware of what you want them to do, and they are consciously choosing not to do it, because you are the one who has to do it. You're the only one who can do it, and they really want you to take ownership over your own life, because I do feel like I said, this person sees you for who they are, and they realize that you so rarely take ownership and accountability for your own actions in your own life, and they really want that to change. And they're going to be there to offer you advice, and they are going to be there to for you to talk and for you to maybe even take inspiration from, but they are not going to save you. Okay, like to actually go out of their way to save you. Maybe at times you're even going to get mad at them because you feel like they're not putting enough effort in the relationship, when in truth what they're doing is that they're not putting effort into saving you, because once again, that's not their job. Okay, I really feel like this person likes you, and ultimately I do believe that this person is exactly your dream come true. Not only in who they are as a person, but in who they would be as a partner. Okay, and your wish come true is not come true. Sorry, is not somebody to save you. Okay, that's not. You may think that's what you want, but I feel like really deep down, you want to make those choices for yourselves. You want to take ownership over your own life. You want that at the end of the day to be responsible for your own happiness and not putting it on somebody else. Okay, I feel like that is a true partnership, and deep down that is what you want, because that relationship is going to go the distance. Like, think of it this way. If you're thinking that I'm calling bullshit here and being like, no, but like I want someone who actively tries to help me, try to think about something else. Okay, do you want what type of relationship do you want? The type of relationship that goes the distance? Because this, what I just described here, is the sort of relationship that goes the distance. Okay, this is the sort of relationship which surprises you every single day. It challenges you, and it challenges you every single day, and it's honest and truthful. This person will not lie to you. If you're acting childish, or if you have toxic behavior, unhealthy behavior, they're going to call you out on that, and it may be uncomfortable as fuck at times, but it is needed. Okay, and with the Two of Torches here, I really feel like there's a choice needed to be made. In the original depiction of the Two of Torches, in the Two of Wands, sorry, we have this figure who's sitting on a balcony, and they have two wands. One of them is behind them, representing their old world and patterns, and they have one in their hand, okay, and they're looking to the horizon. Okay, you have to choose whether you want the comfort of what you've known before, or the true happiness of what is ahead of you through self-growth. And I really don't mean, like I said, to call anybody out in this reading. I'm just very blunt at times because I believe in honesty above all other things. I really want you to give the most honest, truthful answers in these readings, okay? So yeah, that is the purpose that this person is supposed to serve in your life. They are supposed to show you what a true partner is, okay? Regardless of this being a romantic connection or not, because I don't want to generalize for everybody. Like, maybe there are genuinely people who came here to ask why they met this certain friend, or why they got close to this certain family member. Okay, so I don't mean to generalize, but this person is going to show you what a true partner is, and what a true union with another soul is. It's not about one saving the other. It's not about one making the other whole. It's about two whole souls who know themselves, who embrace their most authentic self, coming together and working together and creating something greater than themselves. Okay? I feel like I got really passionate there. I really hope I didn't step on anybody's toes. Like, I do this thing, like I get so blunt and honest, and then I just take a step back and I'm just like, oops, maybe I went too far. But I do feel at the end of the day that all those things needed to be said. This is a true partner, Paul 4, okay? Like, they are this person is meant to stay in your life, like with the other piles. Like maybe with pile 3, I kind of got the same feeling, but with piles 1 and 2, I definitely got more of a sense of a person who is supposed to teach you something, and not anything more needing to come out of that. But with you, I really feel like this is the person that you will go the distance with. But like I said, if you're expecting this person to actively try to help you improve, they will not do that. Not that they don't want that, not that they don't want you to be happy, but this person is happy in themselves, and they're aware enough to be able to tell that it's not their job to make you happy. And at the same time, it's just in general nobody's job, and it's in nobody's ability to truly make the other person happy. Okay, like what that would be is a codependent relationship. When somebody asks of you to make them happy, that is a codependent relationship. Okay, like you're not your own person in that relationship, and that person is not their own person either. Okay, what you're building here, what you're having here is 2 actual people. Okay, like 2 human beings, 2 souls, 2 forces of nature. I don't even know, because you're going to be incredible. Okay, once both of you reach your true potential, you're going to be incredible together. Okay, like people are going to talk about you, and they're going to want what you two have. Okay, that was an intense goddamn reading. But yeah, pile 4, the purpose this person is supposed to serve in your life is not to save you, but to make you aware of the fact that it is your own job to save yourself. And like, absolutely, you can help the universe. You can ask the universe for help. Okay, like we still have here this surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. The universe wants to be there for you as well, and I feel like part of that is them sending in this person to you. Like that is you meeting this person is also the universe trying to show you that they are on your side. Okay, like they are actively trying to help you. Like, yes, you can ask for help from the divine, but it's like, once again, first of all, nobody here on earth can make you happy, and 2, it's not their job to make you happy. Okay, you have to realize that you are the master and the creator of your own happiness, and it's your job and your job alone to make yourself happy. Now, I really don't want to disregard anybody's journeys with depression or anxiety or any other sort of mental health issues. Okay, like I'm not saying that you need to make yourself happy tomorrow. I'm not saying to not go to a therapist. Like I would never say something like that. I'm just saying that you shouldn't look for therapy, so to speak, in another person. Okay, so pile 4, that has been your reading. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing. I would love to keep your wonderful energy around, and I really hope to see you in another reading. Bye!